Hello! This totally isn't the 5th time the game's crashed on me. I'm not slowly losing my mind like a unprotected psyker in the warp. Anyway, welcome back to the Storm Knights, the 4th founding sons of the 1st Legion. Okay, so, heads up as to what the scenario is. We are still fighting orcs. Chapter Master Nukumu is grating at the teeth to fight orcs, and this sector appears to be clogged slightly. Now, I had one glitch where I warped into this fleet because the orc fleet buggered off, and there was, 54 battleships, and then the game crashed, so thanks. Then I warped into Niflheim, launched boarding actions on one enemy battleship, and the game crashed. Then I went to Climaxes. The game just crashed. I have no friggin' idea. And then I went to Sulis, and the game crashed. So this entire area of the sector seems cursed. But no matter. We are Knights of the Emperor. Corruption little. Alright, we're going to move through and attack. Now last time I usually went down here before I went anywhere else, so we're going to try and beat the game systems. Piron 1. Yes. Where is Piron 1? Good thing I have 10 veteran members of First Company sitting around playing the biscuit game back in the homeworld. This is good. Alright, STC fragment and a little bit of corruption. 20% corruption. Well, that's good. We will purge that, and then we will have a couple of tech marines shoot down and grab some STCs. Good. Storm Knight's opinions on STCs. Do they hand them over, or do they keep them? Well, the First Legion traditionally have been eschewing the Mechanicum and building their own shit. The armories on the rock are pretty extensive. And I like to think the Storm Knights don't dislike the Mechanicum at all. But it's more, they don't want the Mechanicum asking questions when they start asking for modified silenced bolt guns and shit designed to capture rather than kill. So, ship STC, that'll be quite nice. So the Storm Knights will hand over stuff, but they tend to try and make copies before they hand over stuff, if you understand the meaning. Right, Storm Knights, attack. Hello, orcs. You were not expecting the noble sons of the Storm Knights to come and kick your ass. Talanor remembers its debts. Speaking of debts, 5 more turns before we can go to that Necron Tomb World. Now, Necrons didn't exist because in this playthrough was set in M33. Necrons didn't exist yet. So in my head, we are going to call these guys, what do we reckon? Dark Mechanicum? Rogue STC androids? Something like that. Right. Now we're going to investigate that ruin. However, this is Chapter Master, so we need to save. Otherwise, the game is going to just be a dick about it. It's going to be a dick about it. Temp Company. Oh yeah, you're aboard that. Let's search the ancient ruins. I couldn't actually afford that anyway. And let's be honest, why do they need a fortress when they have the mighty sons of the First Legion, or descendants of the First Legion, to defend them? Besides, Nukumu is not the most thoughtful type. I think Nukumu goes down in the chapter's history as one of their most angry and aggressive chapter. Fuck. I really thought I clicked that. Angry and aggressive chapter masters. Right, now. Speaking of, we need Interrogator Chaplain and some of the Raven Wing. we're going to arm them all with bikes. But I think someone was asking in the comments the other day how you deal with Necron 2 mods. This is how I deal with Necron 2 mods. Oh, bollocks. I just want... Well, first off, we're going to give you back your Terminator armor, but we're going to give you just power armor for now. And secondly, we need to give you a bike, because you probably can't be riding a bike. Right, so we want a bike. Into Rosarius, we give you a plasma bomb. Okay, and then we need to unload everyone that's got a bike. Double check that you actually have a bike, Chaplain. You do. Unload you onto here. Right. Begin the mission. So this is how you do it. Continue. You'll probably come across something like this. If you bring it too big a force, it will trigger the attack already. So you need to make sure you bring a small force. And there you go. That is how you do it. That is the Necron Tomb World taken down. Right, and now every one of you back on bikes can load back up into the ship. You with your Mark 8, we will take that away. We shall give you back your Terminator plate, and we will give you back your Rosarius. There. Good. Alright. And we will send them back to Talanor. I think these 10 veterans of First Company doing their thing is good. What's the artifact? That's the question. Why would I execute them for making a 30 armor class suit of power armor? That's great. I mean, 30 armor class. Artificial armor is only 35. See. Some captain will be worthy of such an honor, but for now we shall hold off. Right, good. We're going to follow up. Nakumu's been convinced to follow up with a bombardment. Mainly because, as I said, the Chief Librarian in this age of M33, the Chief Librarian and Chapter Master Nakumu have been having a lot of arguments. Apparently it was one of the... While it was stable in terms of enemy threats, and it was a time for trying to establish glory and honor for the Storm Knights, internally in the chapter records, it was actually a time of internal strife because of the arguments that have been occurring between the high command of the chapter. For example, Nakumu just wanted glory and honor, while everyone else kind of wanted the everyone else wanted the bloody chapter to actually, you know, survive and fight rather than just attaining glory and honor. Also, I love the fact that it's like, speak to the planetary governor about acquiring the artifact. They're dead. The planetary governor was probably some tribesman in a cave, and we may have exterminated him. Right. Nakumu is going to lead a personal full-strength raid against the orcs. Going to kick their ass. Nicely done. Alright. Must admit, taking the bolter perk is A, fitting, because I like to think that the Storm Knights view themselves as knights, and you must be skilled with your chosen weapon, and the default weapon for the Storm Knights is the bolter, with the power sword taking a personal level of honor and glory amongst the chapter. So, but also in terms of gameplay, it's great. That extra 6 damage is brilliant. The old bolter drilling. Now, nice, my trusty squires. Speaking of which, how many I am getting some squires. Scarbrand hates being a neophyte. Alright. Moderate. How did moderate orcs spring out of the woodwork? I call hacks upon such things. I call hacks. I call hacks. Right. Boosh. Alright, and now we target the strongest thing, and of course the chapter master is going to go it alone, just with first company and 10th, because he is looking for honor. I like to think of him as almost a Zuko-esque figure, desperately looking for honor and glory upon the battlefield. Right. Couple of venerable dreadnoughts. I've come up with a dreadnought arsenal for the Storm Knights as times of M41, or the time of the fall of Talanor. They had 1 Leviathan and 2 Contemptor, plus 7 regular dreadnoughts. And that was their entire chapter's worth of dreadnoughts. The Leviathan was actually recovered from a world, and it had unknown markings on it. Black. It was black coloured, so they're not entirely sure where it came from, and the Storm Knights just decided to restore it. And the Contemptors were actually given to the chapter upon their creation. Since it was, it's for founding, so Heresy era equipment is not as rare as it used to be, or, rare as it was in M41. And Contemptor warsuits are awesome. Ooh. Need to keep an eye on that. Again, following up another attack, just using Nakumu in the first company, which obliterates them. Good. Orcs have been cleansed. Also, there's Eldar there. However, as I said, Nakumu wants to attack them, but the Chief Librarian is reminding him of caution because they're not making any outward threats against the Imperium. So it's kind of just one of those things of, we have orcs, which is a far greater threat to fight, sort of thing. Oh yeah. Just because I'm paranoid about the game crashing, we're going to do that. Come on. There we go. Rightio. And let's see if the game glitches and causes 54 battleships. See, I don't get that. I'm going to save scum because that is literally the game being bullshit. Where do you get fucking 15 battleships from in one turn? The fleet, orc fleets, are why I hate them. I've ranted about this in a million Chapter Master videos before, but I'll say it again. I fucking hate the orcs. The main reason I hate them is because they reproduce too fast, and the main thing I fucking hate about them is their fleets, because their fleets are bullshit, they generate too fast, and they have too much fucking numbers. It's just bullshit. How can they suddenly, spontaneously, like right there, that is probably 20 battleships. Well, we know it's 20 battleships. Alright. The Storm Knights are going to bug out and then charge back in again. That is how the Storm Knights are going to deal with this. As I said, they are the storm. They are the point of the spear. They just... Fuck! It's boarding actions. I'm now convinced that fucking boarding actions are what is doing this. I don't want to disable boarding because it's so powerful, but it's just causing the game to crash. Just doubled my... Every crash doubles my editing time, doesn't it? Alright, is it all boarding, or is it just the amount of boarding? What is it? No, actually, what if we go into the chapter settings and turn off automatic boarding? Alright. Because it's only going to be one battleship, isn't it? So we can easily take that. Oh no, no battleships. Okay, well, whatever. I don't know. I played this game for billion years, and even I can't figure it out sometimes. One of the things where I wish I was more tech literate, because then I'd crack into the code and ask the game what the fuck is your problem. I'm just imagining a coder doing it now. /EX type WTF program. And then program comes back with beats me. Alright, we'll turn boarding back on. Well, this is going to be annoying because I can't break that world because the amount of fleet generation from it is bullshit. So we're stuck in a cycle of pruning orcs, and I'm pretty sure Chapter Master Nakumu is going to get incredibly psychotic and want to fucking order multi-stage cyclonic torpedoes and turn this system into rubble at this rate. Like another certain someone I know, a certain captain of the Sons of Horus who's nicked himself a bunch of cyclonic torpedoes. And I think just like Nakumu here, he is looking to kill a key target. That is a reference to one of my stories, the Silver Templar and the Son of Horus, for anyone who wants to keep up to date with my personal continuity. I'm actually writing the next story in that little saga. Alongside writing, I'm actually writing another Storm Knight story. Although I'm trying to work out, as I said, sometimes my stories are just so super easy. They come to me basically automatically and I can write them just from memory. And a few of my stories are actually 100% ad-libbed. I just come up with them on the spot. But certain ones take a lot of time and a lot of energy to think about. And I'm trying to do in the next of What the Emperor Should Have Done series, explain what the Emperor should have done about Lorgar and Monarchia. But it's just having trouble figuring it out because he needs to tell him off, and he needs to remind him that he's not a god. And I have an angle about how he's going to, point that out. But it's just trying to work out the reaction back and forward, because I honestly think Lorgar's so dense that he probably won't get it, and it just sort of bugs me sort of thing. Scarbrand hates being a scout. Alright. How do I deal with these orcs? Because that's a dead world. What's going to happen is that fleet's going to meet up with that fleet, and then those two fleets are going to charge here and here. What I need to be able to do is preempt when the orc fleet leaves, because it takes, 2 turns to get there, and within those 2 turns they will be able to generate more fleet. So what I need to do is to preempt when the orcs are going to leave, which there's a little bit of RNG in this, so it's not entirely precise. As you can see from every time I save scum, the game will do something slightly different, and then go from there. Oh, Inquisitorship. Does remind me I need to... Oh, I haven't suffered many losses lately. Also, didn't I? I did not. Oh, that's such a rookie move I should have done. That's disappointing. I'm trying to preempt when that thing leaves and then move in before that. I like to imagine this is the chief librarian doing his prognostications. Alright, Sextanus. Also, the The Storm Knights are still very much against that name. They have been petitioning the local authorities to change it for a while, but no one's currently been listening to them. Alright, Alright, the Storm Knights have managed to hold up here. Now, this world keeps getting battered by bloody orcs, and there's no population on it. So literally, I'm imagining the orcs are seeing this world as a fucking game. They know Space Marines are gonna show up, so they keep attacking, landing on it, because they know the Space Marines are gonna show up, and then they'll have a decent fight. That's what the bloody orcs are doing. And the Kumu's being arrogant enough that he's more than willing to accept this. Though you can't really say no to this, but he's more than willing to just fight these guys. Ah. There's no governor. World returned to the governor, but there isn't a governor. There are no people on it. It's just an orc playground. A place for the orcs to hang out at. Silly, silly orcs. Right. Tired. Very tired. Mentally and physically. I guess that's what happens when you're up late playing Red Dead. So, 2 turns from when I saved. So we're going to try this, and we're going to launch just before then. This is the Chief Librarian trying to look into the future to figure out when the orcs are going to be at their most vulnerable. Though even then, I'm utterly convinced that even if there's no fleet number aboard that world, they're going to... I don't get that. I'm beyond trying to understand this game sometimes. Like, seriously, what? The battleships are just dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. There was 200 bloody fleets there, and now there's none. I lost 1 Marine. Well, that's pretty good. Right, now. Raid the 2 heavy systems. Quickly. Also, I'm imagining that they're using the humans on this world as food and slave labor, like they did in the War of the Beast, which is why there are still humans alive on this planet. So we are going to quickly, if we kill the heavy orcs, then that should be able to drive the orcs down, so they won't be able to spontaneously generate a fleet above me, which has happened before. Alright, and this way we might be able to get free assault actions if they generate a fleet above us. Second company is pretty damaged, third company is damaged too. All of them are companies that have got a couple of losses in them. Oh, the boarding marines. I will need to buy some bionics for them. 7th company is... 7th company, and 8th company is pretty badly mauled as well. Defensive. The Chief Librarian is personally leading these ones. Good. And the Chapter Master is obviously leading... No, he's not. It's the First Company Captain. Oh well. Maybe the Chapter Master was too busy foaming at the mouth to lead the landing parties. Right. Everyone goes back on there. 7th Company... Load on board the vessels that doesn't have too many troops on it. Yeah, 9th Company are on Talanor. acting as the honor guard. So, tiny, moderate. Moderate. Gonna launch a raid with the chapter master and first company. And then we're going to launch another attack with first company. I don't get this game. What? 53 battleships to 15 battleships to... What marines are still on Mandragorian? 10th company. Bloody forgot 10th company. Well, this is good experience for them, so, you know, we'll give them that. Oh shit, I need to check on that Spira, otherwise I only have 25 months to do it. And we're getting close to the deadline. 9 months left, that's fine. And Mandragorian is being freed from the orcs. Storm Knights are rejoicing, and Nakumu is already trying to milk his newer claim. I took on an orc world that had 50 battleships over it, yet through my strength and wisdom we were able to triumph over these Val Xenos. I am the Kumu of the Storm Knights, and I am worthy of any master of Astartes. Something like that. You know how Nakumu is. Right. Good, sparse. We'll clear these orcs and then head back to Talanor so I can cash in those relics, artifacts, and we'll go from there. Ba 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 da ba da do do do. Okay. Right. Of course he's going to go to the moderate planet, because that's just how Nakumu is. And we're going to go first company. No? Really? The orcs are not attacking. Alright, then Nakumu's going to lead this attack. Oh, that was a mistake. Still, Nakumu's being a glory-hungry bastard, so let's hope this goes okay. I was a dumbass. Moderate needs to be taken with 2 companies. Don't know whether to leave it there, or if Chapter Master Nakumu fell on the pride of his own hubris.